my breath. With plant-based and herbs. I need my towel because we're going to spray this mic. So, someone is willing to grab some kind of a mic.
Thank you.
That would be amazing. First up, we have the most amazing person. I've known this gal since Agape days, when she would put up a booth and serve us delicious food before I was vegan. So those of you that are pre-vegan today, enjoy the food. Come on to the green side. You're gonna love it. There's so much delicious food. Chef Babette, she really doesn't need much of an introduction. She's a 72-year-old fitness enthusiast who owns an incredible restaurant in Inglewood, California. Not far from LAX, not far from here. Bringing down the amazing food. Chef Babette Davis. Oh, by the way, she just won the Compassionate Activist Award with Mercy for Animals in 2022. Give it up for Chef Babette Davis.
Woo!
What's up, y'all?
Hey!
How's everybody? How is everybody? So we're talking about saving the planet stuff. Y'all know the planet ain't going nowhere, right? You do know that, right? The only thing that will be gone is us. However, we have a moment. If we all learn what our individual responsibility is to our planet's home, take it one person at a time. It just seems like anybody you can teach them. Any child you can teach them what we need to do to take care of such a beautiful planet. At 72 years old, I think I got about 28 years left on this. And I love coming out to the beach and it's looking like this and it's feeling like this. I woke up a few days ago and I was like, whatever happened to LA? Where'd it go? I love this sunshine, it's so beautiful. And I started my journey in 1990. I met my current husband. God bless him. If he never did any damn thing else for me. He taught me the vegan lifestyle. And yes, we do have a fabulous restaurant called Stuff I Eat. We're in Inglewood, right near the airport. And as a matter of fact, we even wrote a song about it. It goes like this. Stuff I eat, if you don't want meat, try the stuff I eat. 114 North Market Street in Inglewood, California. But the bottom line is, I am so glad at age 40 years old that I made the transition. I had a lot of different illnesses. It was hard to eat. It was just rough. And as soon as I transitioned, I understood that karma is real. And that's what we all need to understand. You kill me, I will kill you. Hey, how long you want me on this mic? No, I ain't staying here all day. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to give the mic to Dr. Shabnam because Dr. Shabnam is a doctor, and she likes to shoot out all this doctor stuff at you. But maybe you'll learn something from Dr. Shabnam. Now, if she gets tired of her doctor stuff, she can give the mic back to me, and I'll try to figure out another damn song to sing. But in the meantime, here comes Shabnam. Woo! All right, everybody, those of you that just arrived, you are here for the Vegan Earth Day March, right? And March. So those of you that are pre-vegan, thank you, welcome for coming. This is the first of its kind. This is the International Vegan Earth Day March. How many of you were marching in the streets in 2018 or 19? For the climate. Raise your hand. I know a lot of you were out there. By the way, we're composting, so if you have food scraps, they go right in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so check it out. Not only were you marching and we were bringing the vegan message, but now we have a Vegan Earth Day rally and march right here. Give it up! 50 cities, 26 countries are right now activated for the planet, for the vegan message. Spray it up. We're going to introduce Shabnam Islam, who's a doctor. She is a teacher, she's a trainer, but she's also an amazing spokesperson for vegan. Give it up for Shabnam Islam. Happy Earth Day, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And a special thank you to Dr. Silas Rao, the creator of Climate Healers. Oh! How many of you love this planet? How many of you love animals? How many of you love animals eat them too? Right. How many of you love yourself? You love yourself to care about your health? But yeah, we deal with so much preventable death and disease in this country. I'm not just talking about agriculturally what we're doing, we're decimating our planet. I'm talking about that we spend $145 billion a year on obesity-related disease in the world. $247 billion on type 2 diabetes, completely reversible and preventable by proper adequate levels of physical activity and proper nutrition.
Like a whole song and everything.
Keep animals out of right? We spent $316 billion on heart disease. All of these things we can prevent by changing the way we live. I think Tupac said it best. We got to change the way we eat, we got to change the way we live, and we got to change the way we die. And that can start today. By the way, you just met my most favorite personal training client of all time, Chef Babette Davis, who is 72 years old. She trains harder than most of my students that I teach at Cal State University Northridge. I'm a professor of kinesiology. And the fascinating thing is people look at her and go, how can I do that? What is the magic pill? The magic pill is to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you don't eat death. And when you love yourself, you don't take part in mass killing of sentient beings. And when you love yourself, you care about how you show up for future generations. So how you think matters, how you live matters, and how you speak matters. So who she is at 72 is who you could be at 72 if you start living that way today. You can change the way you live. You can change the way you die. You can change the way you eat. Thank you all for being here today. It is an honor to be a part of this program. Thank you, Paige Parsons Roach, for putting on together such a great program.
What up, buddy?
I will not do this alone, y'all. Let me just say. Okay, Dr. Silas Rao. Where are you at? Oh, we have to unfurl the flags. Who would like to do that for us? All right, welcome everybody. If you're new to this vibe, welcome. It's a party. So I want to say, who is in charge or brought the Supreme Master Shanghai folks? Raise your hand. Wow, they showed up in community. I love it, Biggie, so much. I'm looking around this space, and I see so many people who are doing so much for the planet in the vegan space. We got Plant-Based Drippin' t-shirt right here. If you don't know Gray, check him out, Plant-Based Drippin'. We have Plant-Based Treaty. Do you know about the Plant-Based Treaty? Raise your hand if you know. If you don't know, you're gonna know soon. You're gonna know soon, okay? Head on over to the Plant-Based Treaty table. If you haven't gone to a vigil yet or want to know more, maybe you've heard about it in the news. Right? People going to give love and kindness to animals. Head on over here and learn a little bit more. All right, are we ready? Dr. Silas Rao, just a moment. I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to get all teary now. This man motivates me every day. Meanwhile, I went vegan because my daughter at 13 came home and said she's vegan. And I said, okay, so what does that mean? Let's start cooking, I guess. Just for the animals. And I'm like, okay, good for you. You love animals. You're going to be a vet. Okay, cool. Then I started learning about the animals through the pig vigils. Then I went to this car ride with Jane Velez Mitchell, Sarah Siegel in the house, a few others in the car. We went to visit this man, Dr. Silas Rao, in Arizona. And he was bringing this message about needing to have the world go vegan by 2026 or as soon as possible. What year are we in? Okay, I don't know about you, but when I hear the messages from Dr. Rao, I do cry. I do, definitely. And then I get in action. Because to me, throwing down a party, whew, with my friends, with you all, my new friends as well, is part of it. It's part of celebrating our planet and our Earth. I've been doing this for 30 years, throwing down events for the planet. So I'm looking back on that. Woo! Without further ado, Dr. Silas Rao, system analyst from Stanford University, brought a white paper showing how animal agriculture is the leading cause of our climate crisis, y'all. His granddaughter, which he's going to talk about, Kamaya, he made a pinky promise to her, and I made one with my daughter by going vegan 6 months after she was vegan. She went vegan, right? 8 years ago. So here we go, Dr. Silas Rao. Give it up for Dr. Silas Rao.
Isn't she amazing? Thank you all for doing this. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for demonstrating that you all love Mother Earth. You know, Mother Earth to me is sending signals. She's not saying we're all going to die. No, she's sending signals saying it's time to change. It's time to transform yourself. And by transforming yourself, you're going to transform the whole world. You know, I call this the greatest transformation in human history. What does that mean? It's bigger than the discovery of fire. It's bigger than the agricultural revolution. It's bigger than the industrial revolution. It's bigger than the scientific revolution. It is the compassionate revolution. This is a revolution so that we can all live in compassion with all of life. How amazing would that be, right? Can we not make that happen? So I'm a systems engineer. When I look at this problem, anything I see what are the solutions. And the number one solution to all of the environmental problems that people are talking about is to go vegan. There's nothing that comes close to it. And we know that for all three of the environmental problems that the UN identified. So I say to you, imagine that you are a co-captain on Spaceship Earth. And you have three alarms ringing, saying change, change, change. One is that your passengers are all dying in the spaceship. The wild animals are all dying in the spaceship. That's the number one alarm that the UN identified. They call it biodiversity loss. It's simple. It's just wild animals are dying. So we looked at how fast are the wild animals dying. Okay, that tells you how soon we have to transform. So I was following that, and the World Wildlife Fund has this Living Planet report where it tells you how much of the wild animal species have died off between 1970 and the year that they were measuring. It takes them 4 years to compile the data. So when they report, and they only report once every 2 years. So they reported in 2014 that between 1970 and 2010, 52% of all wild animals died off. But they didn't die off, folks. We killed them. Okay, let's take responsibility for what we did. We killed them, 52%. And when that happened, I did a calculation, assuming that we're killing wild animals at the rate at which we're growing the economy. And if that's the case, how soon do we have to transform? And the answer was 2026. That you better get it done by 2026. That's what the data was telling me. I was shocked when I made that calculation. I thought, maybe my calculations are wrong, because I'm just assuming it's proportional to the economy. It's a very simple-minded model. So I started waiting for the next report. The next report came out in 2016, and it said that between 1970 and 2012, 58% of wild animals disappeared. So it went from 52 to 58 in 2 years. At that rate, it's going to hit 100% by 2026. I knew that. So I knew that my calculations were correct. And that evening, I was reading a story to my granddaughter in bed. And it was actually, Ruby Roth's book, That's Why We Don't Eat Animals. At the end of the story, she put her head on my shoulder and she said, "Grandpa, who were the first human beings?" And I have promised her that I'll never ever lie to her. So I said to her, I'm going to explain to you how it works. Imagine that you're standing on the street and you're holding your mother by your hand. Then you ask your mother to bring her mother to stand by your side, and so on. So you create a long line of mothers on this side of the street. And on the other side of the street, you ask a chimpanzee to do the same thing with her mother and her grandmother and so on. By the time these two lines go from Phoenix to Tucson, they will merge. Because both lines are going to say, hey, that's my mama too. Immediately she just sat up in bed. She said, what? Are you telling me that animals are my family? And I said, now that you put it that way, yeah, they are your family. She said, then why are people eating my family? Grandpa, make them stop. They're eating my family. And she started naming names of people she knows who are eating her family. And I was trying to console her because here is this baby I was trying to put to sleep and, she's bawling away. And I realized I created a world full of monsters for my granddaughter by trying to tell her the truth. So I told her, Kimaya, please stop crying. It's my job to make them stop. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Immediately she stopped crying. She looked at me. She said, this is your job? You haven't done your job. And she said, do your job. And she said, when will you do your job? And I blurted out, I better do it by 2026, otherwise we are all in big trouble. She said, will you promise me that? I said, okay, I'll promise you that. She said, will you give me a pinky promise? And I had no idea what it meant. I said, okay, I'll give you a pinky promise. She said, hold out your pinky. She locked the pinky in mine and she said, you can never ever break a pinky promise. And then she went to sleep. And you can imagine the turmoil that was going through my mind. Because I realized I'd made a very serious promise to a little girl on behalf of our generation. In fact, it's a promise that I now embrace. I realize that we all have responsibilities, and my responsibility as a systems engineer is to figure out how to do this. How do we get to a vegan world by 2026? How do we do that? Is it feasible? Of course it's feasible. Look at it. Just eat healthy food. Don't wear animals. Start being kind to animals. This is not complicated stuff. Everybody can do it. Okay? So, but we have systems around us that are all about cruelty, exploitation, taking advantage of others. So we have to create a new game, that deals with this systematically. And that's what we are working on. And I welcome all of you to come and join Climate Healers, and let's figure this out. This is the most creative period in human history. And you're all here because you have a unique gift. Because I realize that nature never makes mistakes. Nature has put you here because she knows that you can make this happen within the next 3 years. We all can. We can do this. Okay? And the new games we have to create, the new systems we have to create are actually amazing. Imagine bringing back wildlife. That's what we'll be doing. Restoration of forests. This is what we'll be doing. And you can show that eating animal foods is the leading cause of every one of these environmental problems. Biodiversity loss, they know it. Okay? This is why they don't talk about it. Loss of wild animals, we know it's caused by us eating animal foods because we keep taking away their forests. Every year we are taking away 30 million acres of forest. Where do you think the wild animals are going? They're dying off. If you look at the total land, ice-free land on the planet, 91% of it is being used for human purposes. Only 9% is left for wild animals. And there we are taking away another 30 million acres every year. If we keep doing that, where will the wild animals go? They're going to die off. We know that. And the number one reason for doing that is animal agriculture. They know it too. Everyone knows it. This is why they don't talk about it. They only focus on climate change. Do you know why? Because they are framing it as a fossil fuel problem. And with that they can make more money. This is a con job they're running. Okay? It's a complete con job. Because if you look at the land use, we eat 85% of the food we eat is already plant-based. 85% is already plant-based. And to get that 85% of the food, we are only using 7% of the land area of the planet. So if we take all the land we are using for growing plant foods for our consumption and put it in one spot, it will fit inside Australia. If you take all of our cities, all of our highways, all of our railroads and put it in one spot, it will fit inside Madagascar. It's only 1% of the land area of the planet. But if you take all the land we're using to grow our animal foods and put it in one spot, it will cover all of Europe, most of Asia, and a little bit of Africa. It's 40% of the land area of the planet, at least, to get 12% of the food we eat. And on that land, only 2% of the land carbon is sitting. The CO2 on land is 3 times as much as the CO2 in the atmosphere. Because trees suck down the CO2 and they put it up there, you know. This is all sequestered CO2. Every tree is sequestered CO2 from the atmosphere. There is 3 times as much in land as there is in the atmosphere. And on the land that we're using for animal foods, there's only 2% of the CO2 on land. Tell me, can we not solve climate change if we just go vegan? Tell me, this is logic 101, folks. And yet you're sitting around pretending it's got nothing to do with animal foods. It's not the fault of the scientists, by the way. It's the governments who run the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change who go and take things out. Scientists have told them, promote a plant-based diet. The governments went and took that out and threw it away. They don't want us to know. Because they're trying to kill us. So, but we don't have to go along with that, right? Because they're all about only money. We can transform. Because I say, transform yourself. You are a co-captain on Spaceship Earth. Every one of you is a co-captain on Spaceship Earth. And everything you do matters. Everything you do matters. In fact, you have a responsibility and you will be, when you transform this situation, you will be seen as the greatest generation that ever lived. Welcome to them. Thank you so much.
Wow! That was Dr. Sailesh Rao. Thank you. Climate Healers. Part of Climate Healers is Food Healers, where they give out free food once a month. If you've tried the food today from Vegan Joint or the Aqua Fresca, from Sarah Siegel and her team. I want to thank Sarah, Annie, Anthony. Oh my God, I know I'm going to forget people. Kim, who's been helping. Oh my goodness, yes. Maria. Please forgive me. Maria! The whole team for the monthly handouts that they give folks who come by here just on their bike and want some delicious food. If you want to volunteer, please head over because they could use support once a month. Let's all take a look at Vega, the cow in the room. You can go to thecowintheroom.org and find out more. I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hill. Is he behind me? Sean Hill. Ah, of course he is. He's all ready to go. All right, did you get some food? Did you get some pizza from Julie Goes Green? Check her out. Did you get a Nellie's candy bar? Maybe one of those delicious sorbets or fudgy pops? Yes, anyone? Who's gonna march today with us? Raise your hand if you're gonna march to the pier. All righty, sounds good. And next up is an amazing activist, poet, TED Talk deliverer, and Sean Hill really doesn't need an introduction, but we're gonna bend some reality together. Let's bend reality with Mr. Sean Hill.
Infinite connection, limited lessons. No more guessing when we start reflecting. No more deflection when we start confronting. No more fighting when we start embracing. Remembering unity is more important than You or me, individually, we are beauty manifested, tested, up to this very second, passing, lovely, tougher than rugby, love freedom feeling free, life feeling right, light living light, energetically weightless, so present, no gifts at Christmas. We live in moments like miracles exist. You are worth every millisecond. So it's time to elevate. Tune your station, set it straight. You only need one frequency to feel alive. Our lives reflect and rise as we find our tribe. Thank you for being here, y'all. Beautiful tribe you are. How we doing? How we doing?
Yes.
All right. I see some of you still processing everything I just said. It's okay. It's a part of poetry. I don't understand some poems until weeks later. It's okay. So my name is Sean Hill. I've been doing poetry ever since I was in middle school. And believe it or not, I just hit 40. A lot of people don't believe me when I hit 40, and they're like, what? What? No, you're 20. No, I don't eat death, y'all. That's a big part of it. That's a huge part of it. You know, when you care about your body, a lot of things like Dr. Rao was saying just make sense. So I thank poetry, especially though, for giving me the reflective tools, the compassionate, critical thinking abilities to actually dive into who I am, to what I want to bring to the world, to what I care about in this world. And I hope all of you at least think about writing more, or journaling more, or writing a poem that you've always thought about doing, but you don't know why you never did it. I hear that way too often. And you all are so gifted, maybe more than you ever knew, to write something that's so tucked inside of you that you forgot it was there. So that's my reminder for you. I'm going to share one more piece with y'all, if that's okay?
Yes, Sean Hill, woo!
So this one, get comfortable, because we're about to dive in. All right? If you didn't use the bathroom, I don't feel bad for you, son. 99 problems, but my bladder is not one. All right, I'm just testing out your humor level so far. That was fun. This poem was dedicated to all the activists, to all the people that shared their stories in this book, Voices for Animal Liberation, accounts by animal rights activists. And just for those of you that might be scared, it's not about converting people, okay? It's about sharing stories that might inspire or influence you to just think more outside of your own box. Deal or no deal? Deal or no deal? All right, just checking. All right, I'm gonna lubricate. Hold on. Let me lubricate. Water. This is called non-stop loving. Everybody wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change. Tolstoy told us that. The definition of activist consists of a single person's efforts to promote, impede, direct, or intervene in social, political, economic, or environmental reform in order to change the norms of society. So whether or not you call yourself activist, thank you for being someone who is willing to change, to jump inside yourself, rearrange beliefs like a living room set. I bet it isn't easy to be so overwhelmed with compassion and empathy, willing to sacrifice peace of mind and your own freedom to help our fellow animals see what free feels like so we can coexist beautifully. Look at all you do. Factory farm and slaughterhouse rescues, cubes of truth to protest the demos, holding signs and chanting, marches of silence, bearing witness, cow, chicken, and pig vigils, handing out pamphlets like candles, helping people handle the light so awareness can shine on their fears inside. When we see our past struggles in another's eyes, it keeps our patience compassionately alive to handle the criticism we confront for simply living a lifestyle where we respect life so much that we still connect to it when it's someone dead on a plate. Not meat, but the body of a fellow earthling being tortured right here and now, not in a galaxy far, far away, but on our very own tables. As activists, we do our best to check our egos, to never laugh at people's ignorance, their banishment of knowledge or abandonment of perspective. It's hard to travel with excess baggage, feeling the weight of the world daily, knowing that if humans killed each other at the same rate we kill other animals, we would be extinct in 17 days. We forget we are all the 30 septillion atoms composing of the one same heart. So no more forgetting. No more forgetting, y'all. We are letting our hearts beat for each other right now. But right now, beliefs don't make us better people. Actions do. You put yourself on the line so many times, maybe no one has ever put themselves out for you. You are so phenomenal at existing, deserving a fiery, friendly reminder to treat yourself as good as a friend would. This is a proclamation of gratitude for all of you. This is for you who chooses compassion over convenience every single day. You never knew you'd taken the hardest truths of our identical connection to animals, then reflect those truths to others. And it seems an impossible task to bring awareness and love to a world which thinks it already has it. Empathy awakens when we believe in each other and listen like a key to an unlocked door. Take a breath. Feel the ease seeping in from history of what we've accomplished so far. Ever since Jainism, Taoism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and animism 1,000 years ago plus, before Socrates and Pythagoras, up to Coretta Scott King and our current understanding of speciesism, we have been uprooting for so long, as alone as you may feel sometimes. You are never alone. We are all in this together. We have always been in this together. The vision to transform the world, elevate everyone's innate potential by teaching sacred respect for all life forms. We are committed to making this world free of exploitation, a world filled with compassion. Thank you to every non-stop loving activist who believes in themselves, who believes in each other, and believes in changing yourselves to change the world. We have an everlasting persistence to pursue justice and heighten our collective empathy, to live in harmony with every animal in our earth who just doesn't stop giving to us. So why would we ever stop giving back to our earth? I love y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. And give it up for Paige one more time for putting so much of this together, y'all. I love you.
All right, y'all. I know we're so excited. All right. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. And thank you, food healers, cryo healers, and all that are getting served. I just figure, well, we listen to the speakers and we'll be able to party a little bit more after, right? All righty. Who's having fun today? Raise your hand. Let's give it up for Cindy right here, who has organized going to Margot's after the march at 5 o'clock. If you're not up for the march, that's cool. Just show up at Margot's at 5 or RSVP. Because that crew and the food that we're going to eat, they're giving 50% to an animal sanctuary called Love Always. Can you say Love Always? All right, I'm Paige Parsons Roach at the brand Plant-Based in the Burbs. I believe Jane Velez Mitchell's on her way. You probably know me from Unchained TV. We have the beautiful Gwenna Hunter. Just give me a moment to share about Gwenna. Yeah, you give it up for Gwenna. You probably know her from creating Vegans of Los Angeles, Vegans of LA. How many of you know that? Raise your hand. One of my first events where I met a lot of folks here was her event. I knew nothing. I was picking up the recyclable stuff in the trash with Gotham. Yeah, the basket. Meanwhile, Gwenna Hunter has not only started the very first vegan food bank in Los Angeles. Raise your hand if you are excited about that. Come on, give it up. Free vegan food for folks, about 250, 300, 400, I lost count. Plus, she just started a beautiful vegan food bank at a university, USC. How cool is that? She's tireless. Gwenna Hunter is tireless. But the thing I love about Gwenna the most is when she shares about her reckoning and her visions with cows and actually connecting. So I don't want to steal your thunder of maybe what you're going to share today, but check her out because she's done multiple interviews globally about her transformation of connecting with a mama cow and another cow. And those of you moms, raise your hand if you're a mom. Okay, I don't know if you nursed your babies. I nursed my babies. I never made the connection that the cows that we get the dairy from are mother cows. right? I don't know about you mamas, if anybody else was nursing their children, they're in their mine are in their 20s now, but it's a lot of work. Was thirsty all the time, and I nursed for 2.5, well, more than that, 4.5 years, because 2 with one, 2.5 with the other. It's exhausting. I can't imagine having to pump it for someone else to have ice cream or cheese on a pizza, but I was doing it. I was eating it till I knew. So let's hear from Gwenna Hunter. Give it up for Gwenna Hunter! Dance break.
All right, thank you, everyone. I wasn't going to talk about the dreams. I feel like everybody's heard it, but I'm going to say it for those maybe who haven't. Hey, Prabhat. So in 2016 is when I went actually vegan. I was vegetarian for about 8 years, but it really had nothing to do with anything. I just knew that my periods were better, I didn't have any pains, and it alleviated some symptoms. It had nothing to do with animals. So February 2016, I had this dream, and in the dream, I'm flying in the sky, and I see this really beautiful green cow in this green pasture, and the cow looked at me, and I looked at her. There was like a tunnel in both of our eyes, and we merged and became one, and I was the cow. I possessed all of her consciousness. Her whole life flashed before me. I was her. I gave birth. I had children. I had perception of humanity. I felt love, joy, pain, the whole persona of how it is to be a human. And when I woke up from the dream, I was super emotional because I'm like, oh my God, cows love, and we actually eat them. And so to think that you come to this planet as a whole conscious being, and everybody looks at you and they think you're food. And they think you're food because the planet has been basically put under hypnosis. It's kind of like a cult in a sense, has been put under this type of cult to think that we're supposed to be eating the bodies of living people. To me, it's cannibalism. It's a form of cannibalism, in my opinion. So as I'm having this experience and I'm crying and I'm like, oh my God, maybe I ate something weird. Like, did this really happen? And while I'm laying there in the bed, crying, I feel this physical warm sensation over my heart all of a sudden. And I look and I don't see anything. And then when I touched it, I was completely paralyzed with peace. I mean, it was the most supernatural, paranormal experience I've ever had. And the peace was just, it's not even the best word in the vocabulary, but it's the closest word I could use. It felt so good. You could have just like stayed in it and died in it. It felt that good. And I knew that the cow had given me a piece of her heart to let me know that this was a real experience. So of course, after I had this epiphany, and I'm like, well, if cows love, pigs love. If pigs love, chickens love. And I became vegan. I'm like, I just got to tell everybody cows love, and people will stop eating them. That's what I thought. Obviously, that's not how it goes. But that sent me on my journey to do other things and get involved in activism, do food outreach programs, which recently led me to open the first, with collaboration with Hope on Union, the first vegan food bank in Los Angeles, where once a month, every third Thursday of the month, so come on down, never feel shamed, food is free, it's supposed to be free. Not that people shouldn't have businesses, but there should always be free resources in every zip code, just like there are liquor stores, just like there are fast food restaurants. There should be free food resources in abundance, because when you don't have the ability to feed yourself, that can deplete hope. And when hope is depleted, that it's hard to really intentionally manifest a beautiful life. So that leads me to my next thing. Everyone has said everything that I wanted to say, so I'm like, what do I say now? So I want to share something that I do. I used to experience burnout a lot, so I've learned other techniques to contribute to the movement and to help the world than having to physically be someplace. And one of the things that you can do in your house without leaving, if you're an introvert, you don't people that good, like I've hit my budget for people after today, that's it. You will not see me anywhere for at least 3 weeks. But one of the things that I can do at home by myself is use a very powerful tool that is scientifically proven to help materialize things into your reality, and that is visualization. what do you, and if you can just like yell out some things, like when you think of like the new world we're creating and a perfect world, what words would you use to describe the perfect world that you want to live in? Okay, I got unity,
Ah,
passion,
loving.
peace, love. You say safety. Plants. Okay. Got another word, but I want to repeat it to make sure I got it. Compassion, unity, peace, safety, vegan, plants, respect. Anything else I missed? You said love. I'm sorry. You said love, diversity. Okay. Acceptance. What? That's one of my favorite words. All right, let's get to it. So, what I like to do when I'm really being intentional about manifesting like a beautiful life or anything in my world, but specifically because we got what, 2 years left? We got to use everything: march, scream, yell, kick.
You're making us very anxious.
All the things, visualize, like, use all the tools because time is running out. And like Barbette said, the planet isn't going anywhere. It's going to be us that's going to get it. So, if you want, feel free to close your eyes. If you feel safe to do that, you can do this with your eyes open. But just try to visualize the words and also visualize what I'm saying and visualize what it looks like to you. And when I say what it looks like to you, I mean the perfect world, the loving world that we're creating right now. So, let's create a world using supreme compassion and supreme peace. A world where animals walk freely and they feel safe. A world where women walk freely and are completely safe. A world with fresh, clean, abundant water. A world free of any form of disease because everyone is vegan. A world free of any form of crime because everyone is compassionate and everyone's heart is open. A world free of any form of harm towards anyone because we don't even know what crime is. That was something they did back in those barbaric Stone Age days. A world filled with acceptance, kindness, supreme mercy. A world filled with respect. A world with beautiful flowers, clear skies, free of any types of toxins in the air. A world filled with birds that are singing all day. A world where you can be 50 years old and skip without people thinking that you're crazy because everyone's walking around skipping. And a world with laughter, children laughing, playing in the streets, people laughing, filled with humor. A world filled with just supreme love, supreme diversity, acceptance, heroism, just a world filled with love. And again, a world where supreme empathy. And I know when we talk about things like love, I think this group gets it, but oftentimes we feel like in this movement, love is kind of wishy and what is all that, and we need to hammer people over the head. And yeah, I believe everything works, but it is the lack of love that got us into this position. So it is love that is going to save us from this, and that has to first start with self. You save yourself or heal yourself, you heal the planet. Climate change isn't just about all the other things going on. Our climate also affects the world, your personal climate. You have issues with forgiveness. Work on it. Don't just bury things under. These things really matter when you're interacting with other people, when you're trying to convince other people, and when you're trying to save other people. You really have to work on making sure you save yourself. And this is not a one-time event. It is constant. It is a constant effort to remember how to love yourself. and to remember how to love your neighbor and to just treat everyone with kindness. Yeah, you got to get angry sometimes, and I'm not saying that you take your anger and you suppress it. Feel it, look at it, talk to it, and let it motivate you into action. But try not to live in a constant state of anger because that is really, really toxic to the body. I know that was a lot in the visualization, but again, if you can just use this as a tool just to visualize what your perfect world looks like, it really, really does scientifically affect the collective consciousness. And that's all that.
Jen, I was like, that girl in that hair, she was in my restaurant. No event happens without some amazing volunteers, so I want to thank our volunteers today. Josh Goldstein, by the way, an incredible photographer and DJ for hire, not to mention amazing friend. I also want to thank Lauren. Where are you? Lauren! Katrina, Kim, Joseph, Vita, y'all, I'm thanking you. Thank them for all that they did to set this up and all the climate healers, food healers, friends. Does anybody see Jane Velez Mitchell? Okay, she may not be speaking today, which is fine. Does anybody just get here, raise your hand, and you have no idea what's going on? Perfect timing. Come on up. All right, so I want to introduce my partner in plants. We also have a march that's going to be happening here, y'all. Give it up for Sherry Johnson. So here's the scoop. People wonder, how did you become plant-based in the burbs? She was my trainer at 5 a.m. She kicked my ass. She's back to kicking my ass again as my trainer. Yes! This is Sherry. We're plant-based in the burbs. But I want you to look at us. We're different. So we're bringing the message. Hi, Charlie. We're bringing the message, and so's Charlie, of how you can be plant-based too if you look like me or look like you. So you out there who are doing this, sharing posts, who are bringing the message to your friends by posting a good meal. You know what I'm talking about. Wearing a t-shirt. Doing whatever it is that you do to be an activist for the planet. Thank you. So I just want to thank you for all you do because I'm looking around here and I know you're working tireless. Who wants to have, don't go anywhere, veganic soil and fertilizer? Raise your hand. Right, you'd like to grow your food in veganic fertilizer. Right here, Aaron. We were dancing on the dance floor at a friend's house in 2019, I think before New Year's Eve. Next thing you know, she pulls up on my feed. What, you're vegan now? It's like super cool. We don't put our fruits and vegetables into the fertilizer. It's not, it's like it's not sanctioned. So she's working hard. Go visit her. Get yourself some compost. Fertilizer. Are you composting yet? Raise your hand. It's okay, you're not in trouble. Do you know that it's a law here in the state of California? Raise your hand if you knew that. We got to take the food scraps out. Say it with me. We got to take the food scraps out. We got to take the food scraps out. We got to take... It's kind of like plant-based in the bird. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we're stalling for Jane Velez Mitchell, but you know what? We're not going to stall. Oh, there's a lot of traffic. I think we need to dance a little. What do y'all think? Lou! Are you ready? Are we ready to put on some music and pump it up? Let's go. All right, we're going to take a short break, then we're going to come back. Did you want to say anything? So good, you guys.
I go like this.
A lot of people, huh?
Hey everybody, I'm so glad you're here. This is my first time attending.
There's a mission to get here too. It must be far for you.
I'm so excited. I made it.
Hour and a
I'm so
half.
glad that everyone else is out
Yeah.
there.
Mom's over there. We got the table over there.
Your mom?
Yeah. From your flag, do whatever it needs to do to make the planet
Yeah, no, it's a
safe
mission to get
and
her.
live here longer. And also, I want to give a shout out to Earthday from the Burbs. This is my right here page. We've been having for a long time. You guys should check us out. And also, I wanted to say that I have an activewear line launching on 4/29. It's called W29 Activewear. So I need you ladies to come out and support me. So just go to my website when you get a chance, and you're gonna be looking fly in the activewear. So anyway, that's amazing. And her husband Charlie is bringing a podcast type style live for black men and men in general and doctors because he works in that field. All right, so how many of us want to learn from a doctor about why it's important to go plant-based? Am I right? Am I right? So shout out to Charlie. All right, we're gonna dance a little bit, and then if Jen shows, she'll show her presence. And then y'all are going to be marching at some point. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? I just want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoyed some pizza. You got a candy bar. Maybe you had some food here. Shout out to Vegan Joint, who has like 4 or 5 restaurants. Thanks, Sherry. 3, 4. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Thank you, Chef Babette Davis, for speaking today and sharing her vision for a better world. Dr. Shabnan Islam for her sharing. Go check out Be Kind, check out Stuff I Eat Food. We had Sean Hill sharing. Thank you, Sean Hill. Dr. Silas Rao of Climate Healers, as well as Buena Hunter. Check out Vegan from LA. If you want to volunteer, you're in LA, and you'd like to volunteer with us, sorting on Wednesdays or handing out food to people who are just in need of some groceries. Okay, some vegan groceries. We got that on Thursday morning. So, Vegans of LA, Vegans of Los Angeles. Cesar Acevedo is going to be leading the march with Animal Rights Network shortly. Thank you, Amy Jean Davis of Los Angeles Animal Save, for being my partner in this, creating this today, as well as Cindy over here, spread the news, Lance with Vegan Realty. Cesar Acevedo as well. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. And Silas, Vegan Realty. Okay, you will do that in a minute. We're gonna dance. Lou, are you ready? Okay, let's dance a little. Let's have some music. Thank you, Sean, again for being a great speaker. Let's take a little break. Get some water. We'll wait for Jan to come back, and we'll come back together. But now we're just gonna listen to some music and dance a little, spread it out, meet some new friends. Please pick up your trash. We have a compost over here and a recycling box. So that's pretty much a no-brainer. What else are you doing for the planet today? Are you reusing your bottle? You bring it? You're reusing. Cool. Well, I look forward to you coming and telling me what else you are doing for the planet today. Again, thank you so much for being here with us. You're all amazing.
Is this your song?
Circle.
I couldn't understand what you were saying, but I'm like, live how?
Okay, you look like
Get in the middle. I don't know.
They're all the main people.
Yes. I could be a main person. I was photobombing.
I was asking you to take photos.
I am. You guys have a photo? Whatever you gotta do for it. Earthday every day! Earthday every day! Bye-bye!
My friends went over to Highway with that too. Oh, really?
Who's ready to hear Jane Velez Mitchell speak? Our last speaker. Oh wait, we have Cesar Acevedo who's going to be leading our march. So, those of you that are new to the vegan scene, have no idea, have been maybe living under a little rock. No shade, no shade. Unchained TV. Unchained TV. Can you say it with me? Unchained TV. Unchained TV. She's loud. She's proud. I'm just wondering if my friends behind me could pause. We have one more speaker. Actually, two more. Two more speakers. Get your selfies, get your photos, get ready for it. Oh, come on over, Lou. I want to tell you, Lou's putting down the music, y'all. You know what it's like to set stuff up. There it is. There's Unchained TV. Have you been to Palm Springs to check out Chef Tanya's, y'all? It is unbelievable, her new restaurant. It's big. It's not new, but it's big. She's got a new location. Jane Velez Mitchell is almost ready. She's so born ready. Hang on. She's... All right, so listen. Jane was at headquarters down the street, bringing forth a representation of... Excuse me, Pat. I'm trying to steal it. You know how dogs and babies take it away, right? Let me just say this. 26 countries. Can you say it with me? 50... Over 50 cities are participating in the very first international, can you hear me over there in the nosebleed seats? Over there, can you hear me over there, Season team? Can we hear me over here, folks? Yes, thank you so much. First one, you all are participating. Thank you so much. Without further ado, Jane Velez Mitchell, founder of Earthday TV. I'll cut right to the chase. They're lying to us. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. They are lying to us, and I have the proof in my hand. Okay, there are reports, which unfortunately were not in the New York Times, that the meat industry watered down the latest Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report. Scientists wanted to put a recommendation that people start eating plant-based diets. It didn't make it into the final report. The meat industry got it cut out. They don't care about us. They don't care if we get sick. They don't care if we die. They don't care if we get heart disease. And frankly, they don't care if the planet goes to hell. We are on the brink of a climate apocalypse. We can't afford to let them get away with these lies.
Tell them.
So we have to rise up. We must rise up. We must rise up now with the Vegan Earth Day March. We must rise up by every time you see an article that attacks the plant-based meat industry, get on there and comment. Join all of these organizations, PETA, White Coat Waste, Mercy for Animals, Farm Sanctuary, all these groups that send you email lists that you can, with a click of a button, send a letter to your member of Congress and your senator. Get active, because the clock's ticking, and guess what? It's going to happen in our lifetimes. We could go extinct, okay? It's not hypothetical anymore. How many tornadoes and floods and fires and cataclysms do we need to see before we realize the planet is on the brink of collapse? But if we don't get active, it's not going to be safe. So this is what I'm going to say. I started Unchained TV, which is not mine. It belongs to the entire vegan animal rights community. It's the world's only vegan animal rights streaming television network. Everything on there, more than 1,000 documentaries, cooking shows. We just wrapped up a live video showing these marches all over the United States and the world. From Georgia, the country of Georgia, to Naples, Italy, to New York, to Los Angeles, to Portland, Oregon. We were showing these marches happening all over the world. Was there any mainstream media news coverage? They are blacking us out, but we're not going to let that happen, are we? We can do it and run
That's pretty
around the
fun.
mainstream media.
Kind of small.
We can hear
We can make our voices heard, but we need each and every one of you. So I'm asking you, please download the Unchained TV app. You know, don't say you're going to do it later, because later never comes. It's free. It's on your friggin' phone. Download it now. One word, Unchained TV. And then what you can do is email all these documentaries to your fake environmentalist friends, oh, my blood type makes it impossible for me to eat a vegan diet friends. We've got the health videos, we've got the animal rights videos, we've got the climate videos, we've got all the videos. You can literally text them, so you don't have to waste your time talking to your friends and relatives anymore. Don't waste your time on them. I've got relatives too, just like everybody else, who are militant meat eaters. Thank God I have a few that are vegan, so hallelujah for that, but I'm not wasting my time on that anymore. There's 8 billion people on the planet. We can't talk to them all individually. There's too many people and there's not enough time. We have to use social media. But streaming has overtaken broadcasting cable as the #1 way people are watching TV. So we have a streaming network. It's your streaming network. Are you going to use it? Yeah. All right, so download Unchained TV. Let's do this every year, these vegan Earth Day marches. Let's do an end run around the mainstream media blackout. Everybody, we've got to get active. My last comment, please, let's not sit around talking to each other. We already agree, okay? Let's hit the big agencies, government, media, universities, schools. We've got to get the word out. Thank you so much. And now let's march! Cesar Acevedo is going to lead us off. An amazing activist. He's tireless. He never stops, ever. Cesar, you're my hero. Take it away.
Actually, we have one more speaker in between.
All right, we have one gal who wanted to really share her beautiful poem. So we're going to do that first. And then those of you that want to go on the march and hear from Cesar of Animal Alliance Network, you want to come around this way? Thank you so much. It's Vivian, right? Okay, great. Vivian's going to give it up for a poem in a book that she wrote. So let's do this.
Hello everybody, my name is Vivian Chanelli. I wrote a book called I'm Not Vegan But My Cousin Is. And I'm trying to do what all of us here are doing, is move the message forward. I'm just going to read one short poem called Humankind. Forgive me for reading, I'm nervous, my palms are sweaty, and I'm going to need a hand to move. There we go. All right, it's called Humankind. Attention! Did I mention that humankind needs an intervention? If we don't voluntarily change our course, it'll happen by force, and will be the source of a system that's failed and completely derailed. So out of whack, no turning back. A paradigm shift is what we need, with speed, to end our unquenchable greed. Just dropping a seed. I must intercede and plead that we take the lead to put the kind back into humankind.
What's the name of your book? I'm Not Vegan, But My Cousin Is. Give it up for Vivian. Woo. How many of you have been out here since the beginning? Raise your hand. How many of you just got here? Raise your hand proud. That's great. You showed up. Thank you for everyone who showed up today, because that matters. I know it's traffic, driving, parking, whole shebang. Whew. Okay, we got Cesar here, ready to march. Who's going on the march? Raise your hand. Okay, we're going to do a little cleanup before we go, but if you need a sign, there's going to be signs. If you're wondering if there's a sign to go vegan, today's the day. You have arrived, and it is your sign to go vegan. So I'm looking around, and there's just so many people I want to say hello to and thank you, but you all know who you are. I love you. Thank you for showing up today. Thanks for being here, doing what you do, and making an impact for system changes, really. System changes for food change, right? Is Scott back there? Hey, Scott, Animal Outlook. Yo, Scott. Okay, he's back there. Go check that table out. All right. Cesar, are you ready? Cesar really doesn't need much of an introduction because he's kind of everywhere. Haha. Check out his Instagram, but also he heads up LA Fish Save. So if you're ever out on the pier, he's waking people up about that, about animal agriculture through the fish. But he also is activating for Animal Alliance Network for years. But we've been on some panels together, and he's also a really fun guy. How many of you know him? We're not talking mushroom, but a fun guy. And without anything else here, thank you so much for Cesar for helping me coordinate this and organize this, always. He's also a coordinator and a correspondent for Unchained TV. Thank you again. So here we go, spray. I got this idea from you, you know.
We need some intro music. You guys ready to get hype? All right, that didn't sound as loud as I thought, but it's all good. How's everybody feeling out here today? Beautiful California. I mean, there's marches all over, but we're right here in southern sunny California. The weather's good. We feeling good. We eating good. Showing compassion. I appreciate all of you being out here today because you could be anywhere you wanted to be today, but you're here, and that is important. That is amazing. Let's hear a round of applause for yourselves. Yes. Time is the most valuable thing on this planet. You never get it back. I could spend $100 right now, I could get it back. But if I spend an hour here, I'm never going to get it back. So the fact that you're here, yes. Let's hear a round of applause for all the amazing speakers today. For all the amazing food out here today. And for yourselves being out here today. All right, so music's still going in my pocket here, but has everybody heard of the plant-based treaty? So the plant-based treaty is for all of us. It's amazing. We got the booth over here. You can stop by, sign up today. Your signature can be added. We're about to hit 100K, 100,000 signatures. Yes! Over 30 countries. It's amazing. So the plant-based treaty was created because the fossil fuel treaty, which is amazing, was not talking about animal ag. So it's like if I'm trying to build a house without the hammer, it's not going to work. So it basically combines it and shows that you need to address animal ag, which is about 51% of the problem there, along with fossil fuels. And right now, it's been going for about 2 years. The momentum is amazing. We appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Ellen Dent, Renee Rowland, Paul Pack for lobbying to get LA to endorse the plant-based treaty. That's right, LA City, unanimous vote by City Council in October of last year. The mayor signed off, so LA, let's hear it for LA! Yes! I don't think they can hear you, let's hear it for LA! Yes! And they're about to hear us today, but basically the plant-based treaty, for those of you that do not know what the plant-based treaty is, it's the 3 R's. It's that simple. The first R is to relinquish, so that they no longer build new factory farms. Because that's the big issue. It's destroying the planet, it's destroying lives on so many different levels. And the beautiful thing about it is I can pop up a climate change table at a university and they'll allow me. But if I went there and said, hey, I want to do a pig vigil table, they might be like, I don't know. So all the underlining is there, so it's amazing, plant-based treaty. The second R, if you're wondering, is to redirect to get people to try amazing food like the food healers are providing here, to try all the plant-based options. I mean, majority of people already got plant-based on their plate. It's just removing the cruelty and then wait and see the beauty in you and me. Oh, dang, my Sean Hill's coming out. Oh, I just channeled Sean. Stop messing with me. I'm up here. Let me get my words in. Sean Hill's amazing. That's my inspiration right there. Yes. But I lost my step in here. I was about to flow into it. The third R, thank you, yes. The third R is to restore our one and only home, our Mother Earth, to restore the ecosystem. So each and every day you all have the power, we all have the power. Everybody on this beach has the power to make that change with that choice. And never think that you're not important or that what you're doing doesn't matter, because you're rippling waves throughout the universe. So like just us being here right now, there's some crazy stuff happening like somewhere we don't even know. They're like, wow, I'm feeling the good vibes. So we got to just continue that, be positive, and show people how you can live a compassionate, loving, fun, plant-based, vegan lifestyle. So it's amazing. Shout out to Faith in the house, Jonathan. They got the crepes going too if you haven't had them. Besties tomorrow? Okay, check them out though. But yeah, big round of applause. Who's ready to march today? It's so beautiful seeing all these amazing beings out here. You can feel the energy. So like when you're having a conversation with somebody and they're like, I don't know, just turn around and know that all of us are behind you and we all got your back and we're all there. So it's so amazing, it's so beautiful. And it's time, it's time. Like Dr. Rao was saying, 2026. We don't have any more time to waste, I worry about my about to be 4-year-old daughter next month, her future on this planet, You ask youth nowadays, why did they go vegan? Lots of them are saying because they're stressed, because they're worried about the future. Can you imagine being worried about how your home's gonna be? And we've all seen it, I'm 42, so I've seen so much throughout the years. I mean, not everything, but the rain, the snow, the heat, it's just crazy. And this is only the beginning unless we start to tip it the other way. But we all have that power, and just never underestimate that conversation you're having, because that drop can ripple. And then you're affecting this family, you're affecting this circle of groups, you're affecting this, and it will come all the way around. So it's really beautiful, it's really amazing. And we're about to get this hyped up real quick, but so I'm not that we want to divide, but to get hype, we're gonna do this. This side is this side, all right? This side is this side. We're gonna see who's the most hype and who wants to get the loudest. And if anybody's wondering about, we're basically gonna cruise down here with our signs. It's all positive vibes today. We do have megaphone, speaker, signs. So it's all positive vibes. We want to send the message that, let's be vegan, let's save the planet, let's eat with compassion, let's do this, let's have fun, let's be amazing. Because each and every single one of you is amazing, each and every one of you is awesome. So basically we're gonna cruise straight down there. And if we're feeling the vibe, we might go up the stairs and go to the end of the pier and then just come on back. So we're going to be strolling like a party. And remember, when you're walking, you're walking for all the vegans out there. You're walking for all the animals out there. You're walking for Mother Earth. So stand tall, stand proud, and have fun, Because your language is speaking just through your body already. So, all right, here we go. With no further ado. And if anybody has to go to the restroom or grab some water, we are going to take like a 10-15 minute gap. The restrooms are right there, and I don't know if there's any more water, but if you have something to sip, we got some more signs over here, plant-based treaty. But all right, let's hear it on this side. You guys ready to march? All right. Let's hear it on this side. You guys ready to march?
All right, they're winning.
I don't know. I think Lance need to be a judge, because whatever side you're on, this is home field advantage for you.
Oh my
And
God!
You got that. Speaking of Lance, you guys need to buy a house. Check out Vegan Realty. Not only is the name amazing, but they're helping sanctuaries. So when you purchase a house through them, they're donating like $1,000 or more to sanctuaries. Hey, did my escrow clear yet? For those 2 properties? Yeah. I'm trying to make donations, All right, so I think this side's winning. So all right, we're gonna go back.
Do over.
You guys ready over here? Let me hear you.
Woo! Oh my God, I'm trying.
It's getting good. Still close. And somebody trying to distract Lance if you guys want to win. So
I'm trying.
So he can't yell.
Got an opera singer over there.
Let's hear it on this side.
No, I think I beat him.
All right, I did not think about this. Now I have to judge, but you know what? You're all winners.
Hey!
Same page. Let's go.
Well played.
Yes, you guys
Well
are all amazing. Thank you for being here. Your time is so valuable. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to all the speakers. I'm gonna pass it all back to Paige right now. But yeah, if anybody has to use the restroom real quick, they got the restrooms right there, and we will be looping back. If you got parking over here, maybe feed the meter a little bit to make sure you don't get any tickets. Those are no fun, unless it's a ticket for like a food voucher or something. But yes, thank you guys. You're all amazing. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's hear it for yourselves. Yes. We need some music. Where's DJ Lou?
B, look at you.
You know who that is, right?
Forever. My friend Melissa.
Greta Thunberg. She's the youngest, one of the youngest, like, biggest vegan activists, like, ever.
Wow.
Yeah. I think. Oh, let me get some of the signs, actually.
Yeah,
Let's get
babe.
some of the signs.
So,
Oh, and also, if they have the clothing or not.
These guys are 20.
Thank you.
What's up? Yeah. Oh my God, this is great science. Oh my God, thank you. Yeah. Right? Almost a year now. Yo, I got that on tape. Was that your first poem? Oh my God. I'm about to hug you good. Hold up. This guy. I'm about to hug you good in a second. Let me say. Just want to get this action. Alright, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Love you no matter what. And enjoy the journey. Alright. Bye again.